I'll say we'll continue this transmission by asking each and every one of you to become very relaxed in your chairs. Start breathing gently, deeply, easily. Let go of the cares of the day. Let them melt away. You are here and you are now, and there is nowhere else to be. And as you continue to allow yourself to relax and continue to breathe in and out, allow your lights to begin to play and your music to rise. And observe the holotope before you as a doorway, as a portal to enter the dream world. Tonight of your time, as you may choose to drift off to sleep when you are at home, remember this image of the holotope. The concentric rings and the connecting lines, the web connecting physical to astral realities, a door spiraling open, a portal, an opening in the very thin veil between the physical and non-physical dreams, all taking place within your consciousness. Use this image. See it suspended before you in the air before you go to sleep this night. And allow it to function as a door, as a gate. See the play of lights upon it. Let them infuse themselves into the neural net of your brain, so that you may rewire yourself to be more receptive of the higher frequency information and energy that can be given to you from the astral realms of spirit. Hear the vibrational resonance of the music to take home with you this night, that is reminiscent of a journey through space and time, and seeing through the veil, seeing through the illusion of solidity of physical reality, and see it for what it is, but a projection, an apparition. Your consciousness, as it opens up and allows the portal to truly become a gate, a door, a window between two worlds, so that they may be blended into one experience for you, so that you may cross effortlessly from one to another as you drift off and let the physical mind relax this night and take on the mantle of your spirit, of your higher mind, and your astral body, to go and to play, to greet and to meet, to create with others of like mind, of like vibration, pastures, villages, towns, cities, planets, whatever you wish in that dream world to create. Whatever is representative to you of the image that you will retain upon awakening in the morning, that will allow you to use that image as a symbol that will be with you all day, to carry with you the experience of the adventure, of the journey that you had in the astral realm, in the dream world. For it is its own world, it is its own place, it is its own level, its own resonance, its own frequency, its own domain, its own realm of experience and being, in which many things can happen in which imagination is the key, in which thought is instantaneously manifest. Take that symbol with you, no matter what it is you create. Know that it will be there upon awakening. As you lie there and recall it, let it come back. Do not be in a hurry to rise. Just breathe in your beds. Just relax and let it come. And that symbol will be there for you all day. And if you wish to change that the next night, you may. For the adventures will evolve and the journey will expand in the dream world. And the more adventures you partake of, and the more of those beings you interact with in that realm, the more the experiences will begin to blend and leak into the physical dream. And the more you will begin to feel less difference between the two worlds, so that your physical life can become more of a dream that you can live. And the dream world will become more of a reality to you. And with every breath, you will absorb the atmosphere of both realms, both domains, both worlds. You will be breathing here and breathing there, but an ethereal breath, without the physical lungs, an ethereal intake of energy, an ethereal intake of realization and information, of knowledge and experience. And as you breathe in the physical world, you will know that with every breath in, it will tap into and touch into those experiences in the dream world. And as you exhale, you will exhale more of that etheric atmosphere into the physical dream, so that it becomes more flexible in space and time, so that you may be free. Free to know that it is your reality. Free to know that it is up to you, up to your beliefs, up to your dreams, and that by taking action upon them, you give to the world the opportunity and the option to see through you a living example of the blending of the physical and astral realities, of the template level by which you can begin to design the reality you prefer, but knowing that as you do so, and as you experience the idea of the world around you, the dream around you, to be changing, you know that it is not the world you were on that changed, for it never is. For that world remains inviolate. But it is that you, in changing yourself, in raising your frequency, in living as the dream, and bringing the dream world with you, that you shift to another already existing version of Earth that is already more representative and more reflective of the change you have made within yourself. For again, you never change the world you're on. You take yourself to a new version of Earth that is more representative of the dream you are willing to live. For action is the key. And bit by bit, the change within you will be reflected in the dream around you. For that dream is within. And the surrounding reality is not but a reflection in a mirror, a projection within your consciousness, a reflection of self-awareness, a dream within a dream within a dream, a dream with all that is, in all that is, of all that is, by all that is. For you are all that is, dreaming itself into being through all of you, the dreams that you are to it. But the dreams by it and to it are just as real and conscious as it, as all that is. For you are the stuff of dreams, and you are the dream that is aware of itself and so lucid in its own understanding of its awareness. See the gateway, see the portal this night in the air before you, and let it open to a world that expands your understanding of the dream that you are dreaming and living right now. For you are the dream and are in the dream and are of the dream, and are being dreamed by the dream into being. Let the journey begin within you, and you shall see the path unfold before you, and the doorways opening one after another to all the different levels, all the different realms that are willing to communicate with you and send you the information of light, love, and peace, so that you may experience that peace, light, and love within your very soul, within your being, within your heart, within your mind, within your spirit, within your essence, and in every facet of your existence that is never beginning and never ending. It just is. The dream just is. It never began and it never ends. It is always now. Open that portal, open that doorway, open that gate, and expand your awareness of the dream that you are. Breathe in deeply now and let it out. And make this your own dream. Breathe in now, deeply, and let it out. And allow this to be your dream. Breathe in deeply and hold it, and hold it, and hold it, and feel the infinite potential and possibilities within the breath you now release, as you bring through the etheric atmosphere of the astral realm in its own vibration as it relates to the physical dream, so that both may be blending more and more, so that you may walk in that dream with eyes wide open, awake to your true nature, so that you may be more and more of who you truly are as the dream of all that is. Allow yourself to float freely now in the dream state, and this night of your time, and every night that you so desire, open that portal more and more, journey more and more between the worlds, and allow them to blend in ways that are relevant for you. Allow the magic to occur. Allow time and space to dissolve. Allow, allow, allow. Float freely now as your music dims and your lights pale. Float freely in the depth of existence, nurtured by eternity and unconditionally loved by all that is. The dream within the dream within the dream. Rest and relax and breathe easily, And know that this night of your time will begin a new journey between different dreams, charting a course and creating a map for yourselves so that you may know what was previously uncharted territory as it unfolds before you with new awareness, new knowingness, new experiences, new life, new love, and new light to show you the way, your way. Relax now in that beautiful, endless void that is filled to the brim with existence itself, with the breath of life. And every breath you take shall be another dream, another step along the path of who you truly are. Welcome home and sweet dreams.
So the idea then is that when you experience that density of polarity, you're going to find yourself coming up against those ideas, those definitions, and those beliefs that are aligned mechanically with positive energy or aligned mechanically with negative energy in very visceral ways, so that you do make it seem as if you are dealing with beings that are so powerful, these angelic and demonic beings, but all you're actually dealing with is a reflection of your own energy on this level, represented to you by those who are the ambassadors of each respective positive or negative energy. That aspect of the angelic realm, the demonic realm, that act as the first ambassadors of polarity. And on your level being so crystallized, so densified, you are dealing with the most dense version of those ideas, and so you experience those things in the most visceral way you possibly can. Does that make sense? And that's why it's so easy for you to buy into great joy and great fear in that way. It almost seems as if there's no real neutrality in your reality. But that is the key. That is the place to be. That is where you come from. That is where you experience your projections in both directions of the positive and the negative, and find yourself having whatever experiences are based on what you believe to be true. Because as has been pointed out many times, belief systems are designed to perpetuate themselves and make it seem that no other belief is possible. So if you're dealing with positive energy, you have very, very powerful experiences of reality and nature and beings and consciousness reflecting to you the solidity, the truth of that idea of the positive side of creation and all that is. But if you're dealing with negative beliefs, you get just as strong an array of presentations of the visceral, solid nature of the so-called beings that are the representations of that negativity. But all you're really dealing with directly are the reflections of the negative beliefs and fear-based beliefs within yourself, or the reflections of the positive beliefs and the joy-based beliefs within yourself. And in knowing that these projections come from you at the center, by bringing those things back in and creating more and more neutrality and more blending, you will achieve more balance with these ideas. You will not fear the negative, and you will allow yourself to not charge that energy so strongly for yourselves, and you will allow yourselves to see that you are free to choose, and you will allow yourselves to experience far more balance in your lives, which will give you a much better opportunity to sense the balance that all that is experiences itself to be, and start aligning more and more with the energy of all that is on that level, so that no matter what happens in your life, no matter how it may have initially been generated, you will always have the opportunity to transmute everything into the vibrational energy that you prefer to by coming from that place of neutralization so that all things are balanced, so that the scales are even, and without invalidating what you don't prefer, you gain the ability and the power that you've always had more consciously to choose what you do prefer. Does this make sense to you? All right. So anytime you hear of anyone or looking at any piece of literature that talks about a run-in with an angel or a demon, start coming from a more modern definition of these things. Let go of the old-fashioned, outdated, medieval, fear-based definitions and start bringing your definitions into a more streamlined format that is more representative and more appropriate for what you have called on your planet the modern age, your 21st century. And allow yourselves to truly understand the mechanism behind these things. For yes, you are dealing with consciousness, but the only consciousness there is to deal with is the consciousness of the creation itself, of existence itself. And yes, all forms and expressions of consciousness, as we said, are autonomous and have their own self-awareness, but that in no way, shape, or form means you are ever controlled by these things if you prefer not to play by those particular rules. It's always in your hands. It's always up to you what you are aligned with, and there is no need to fear any of those things, for they are there for you to illuminate what needs to be illuminated in the way that you prefer. For remember, it's much, much easier to see a candle flame when it's surrounded by darkness. So the darkness serves you to see the light, even as the light creates shadows and puts you in touch with the idea of the darkness. And round, like the yin-yang symbol you go, creating cycles and cycles and cycles of experience of polarity, and neutralizing and always coming back to zero, and creating again a new cycle of polarity, and neutralizing and coming back to zero, and yet again creating another cycle of polarity over and over and over again, because this is the definition of the process by which you discover yourselves from a new point of view, by always expanding into polarity and drawing yourself back into the neutral space to gather the information from the experience you had of the polarity, and then expanding yourself again in a new direction and experiencing polarity from a new point of view and gathering yourself back together again and constantly going through this expansion and contraction. And this is one of the reasons that we have called the upcoming event the idea of 2015 to 2016, the years of expansion and contraction.